Time for Top Story now here on France 24. And the Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad will be in Turkey later to attend a UN conference on increasing support for developing countries. But the visit comes as the Iranian leader is under unprecedented pressure from perhaps an unlikely quarter. It now seems he's losing support from the country's clerical establishment, the very same people who backed his disputed re-election in 2009. Now, it stems from a public intervention of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in reversing the president's decision to dismiss the intelligence minister last month. Well, we're joined now by an international affairs editor, Annette Young. Welcome to you. Annette, just explain, first of all, how this all began and how it could harm the legitimacy of the Iranian government itself.
Well, as you were just saying, it all stems back to the president trying to remove the intelligence minister from his cabinet, a man who has the backing of the country's supreme religious leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Now, the Ayatollah was furious to see his man being pushed out and, as a result, put pressure on the president to have him reinstated, which has only just happened in the last 36 hours. But during that time when there was like a standoff, Ahmadinejad stayed at home for 10 days. He didn't attend any cabinet meetings. And this all over an apparent protest at the demand that the minister be reinstated. The reason being is that the clerical establishment believe that Ahmadinejad is too liberal for their liking. He's too nationalist. And as far as the Conservatives are concerned, they see this as an effort by the president to wrangle control over foreign and security affairs by getting rid of their man in cabinet. But to get more on this story, I'm now joined by Iranian analyst Meir Javad Damfar, who's based in Tel Aviv. Meir, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Now, given that the president has reinstated effectively the minister over the weekend, does this mean that the rift has been healed between these two leaders?
It seems for now that the rift has been healed, but as long as the president continues to work with his controversial right-hand man, Mr. Esfandiar Rahimashai, in the long run, this dispute is likely to continue, and it's very likely to make a comeback because Mr. Mashai is viewed as a very controversial figure, and there are many people within the clerical establishment in Qom and also within Iran's right-wing politicians who dislike him very much.
Can you just go into a little bit more detail about Mr. Mai? I mean, he's basically the chief of staff for the president. He's believed to exert incredible control over Ahmadinejad. There's even been allegations of supernatural elements being used. Is that right?
That's one of the allegations. The other allegations, according to a book published in Iran, is that his brother was a member of the banned Mujahideen Khalq movement who was killed in a botched bank robbery, and his file disappeared as soon as Mashai rose to prominence in Iranian politics. That his wife, in fact, was also a member of the banned Mujahideen Khalq movement, and he met her while he himself, as an agent of the Revolutionary Guard intelligence, was interrogating her. And there's also some things he said which has angered people greatly. One was that the people of Iran have no problem with the people of Israel, and even more than that, he's talked about Iranian Islam, infusing nationalism into Islam in Iran, and the current people in power really don't like that, because the more Iran becomes nationalistic, the less power Islamists will have, and that could hurt the legitimacy of the regime greatly.
Meir, if there's still bad blood between these two leaders, what does this mean for the president's future?
I think at minimum I could say that we are looking at a much more weakened man. Ahmadinejad, both domestically and abroad, Iranian politicians, Iranian press will not be looking at the same man. They will not be attaching the importance that they gave him before, after this affair. And I think this will also have a standing and impact on Ahmadinejad's image abroad. I think his words are as controversial as they may be, and they have been. I think they're going to carry less weight because people are going to be looking at a man who is now a much weaker person.
Now, one factor that's been driving all of this is concern within the clerical establishment about these ongoing Arab uprisings in the region, and concern that they might spread to Iran, and also that it might lead to Iran losing its influence in that part of the world.
It this is a matter which greatly concerns Iran's rulers, and with much logic. What we saw in Egypt and in Tunisia, Iran's Green Movement supporters say it actually started in Iran in 2009 after Ahmadinejad's re-election, controversial re-election, I should say. So they're worried that these people of Iran may see what's happening in the region and may want it again in their own country. This is why the regime is trying to change the story of what is happening by saying what the people of Tunisia and Egypt want is Islam, which is not accurate. So this is very much a concern for Iran's rulers, and I think they're trying to strengthen the ruling establishment within Iran to withstand any possible repercussions of regional events. And I think what happened recently and Khamenei's efforts to bring Ahmadinejad in line are part of that consolidation strategy.
And not to mention what's going on in Syria as well. Just briefly, Meir, there's been allegations that Iran has been offering assistance left, right and centre to President Bashar al-Assad to suppress these uprisings.
I think it's very possible. I tend to believe those reports. Iran has a vested interest in Mr. Bashar al-Assad staying in power. However, I strongly believe that the moment the Iranian government realizes that Mr. Assad is on his way out, they will start dealing with the opposition, because Iran has a lot of vested interest in Syria, investments worth billions of dollars, and Hezbollah, which it doesn't want to lose by backing the wrong horse till the last moment.
Meir Javandarfar in Tel Aviv, thank you very much. And as you can see, this is a story that's going to go on, Stuart.
I'm sure it will, and thank you very much. Yeah, great analysis there. Good to understand the background to that story. That's all from me for now. Rebecca's here very shortly with the latest news. Stay with us.